Next up at UFC Baku, we have Michel Pereira taking on Shara Magomedov. Michel Pereira 32-14 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He is coming off that rebound win over a Zachary Reese, taking on Shara Magomedov, 16-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off that rebound win over Marc-Andre Barriault. Michel Pereira, when this dude is on, he is on. When he is dialed in, he looks like a completely different fighter than we've seen from him recently. Because when he's locked in, he's wild, athletic, fast, powerful, can wrestle, can strike, can do all the things. He's a capoeira fighter. That's the Brazilian dance fighting where he's just flipping all over the place, doing wild shit. But when he's not on, when he's not locked in, when he's focused on his extramarital activities, he's a bit of a downer. Fades quickly, got knocked out by one of the worst fighters on the roster. And now we need to determine, who is he going to be? Is this the 2024 version? Or is this the version we just saw against Zach Reese, where he kind of went back to his old way? A, faking nut shots. B, bad cardio. But C, wild and fun. He is taking on Shara Bullet. This guy's a comic book villain. He's got one eye. He's dressed like a homeless person. His teeth are a mess. This dude's a disaster. If you look at him, he is literally the villain in every child movie ever. They told us he was a killer. They told us he was an unbelievable striker. If you watch his pre-UFC career, he is. You watch his UFC career, he's a technical hangout on the outside striker. Bounces in and out. Clean technique, good footwork. He's fast. I'm not going to say he's powerful, but there is random power because of the clean technique. He just took a decision off Marc-Andre Barriault where he was taken down a few times, but he ran away with the striking. A couple of things here. One, the fact that this is a 1.5 round line, the over 1.5 seems like a guarantee. I didn't put it in the safety parlay because I'm avoiding round lines in the safety parlay where I can, but it feels like a line that should be safety parlayed. Like the over 1.5 here, Shara is insanely durable and not as dangerous as they told us he was, which is a recipe for over 1.5. Now, Shara Bullet should be the better, more technical striker. He's fast. He's clean. Even if Michel wants to wrestle, I trust Shara's takedown defense or at least his ability to scramble back up. Michel Pereira, he's fun. He's athletic. And if I didn't just see his last fight, I would be 1,000% sure that Michel Pereira was going to lose this fight. But I did see his last fight. And he was tough. He was durable. He had some dog in him. I assume the divorce is settled. So now he actually wants the money. There's a theory out there that while he was going through the divorce, he wanted as little money as possible. Don't pay me my win bonus because I got to split that shit. Now that he's divorced, let me keep it. There's no kids in the mix. That last fight, he had some dog in him. So I do think Shara Bullet wins this fight because I think he stays on the outside. I think he's more technical. I think he's cleaner. I think this fight goes long. I love the over 1.5. And if you're just doing this simple math, and you're leaning on the fact that, oh, Michel Pereira was knocked out by Dawkins, and Dawkins is the worst fighter on the roster, I'd be a little nervous. I would be a little nervous because Shara should win this fight. I'm picking him to win this fight, but I trust over 1.5 more than I do straight up money line on Shara Bullet, and the odds are better, frankly. Sammy, sober up. Keep this quick. What do you think?
I don't know about keeping it quick, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on this fight.
Go.
Now,
lock in.
For Michel Pereira, I will give Angelo what he wants for this one. Michel Pereira is an incredibly athletic and talented individual for 2.5 minutes. Now, what I do want to expand out on is when this is my capping style, when I think about, hey, I'm going to place a bid on this fighter, I think about what are my concerns, right? Michel Pereira lost to Tristan Connolly. Tristan Connolly was what, a 155-pounder, 40 years old now. His last win before he went on his losing streak and then retired was Michel Pereira because Michel Pereira was too interested in being exciting, doing flips, jumping off the side of the cage.
Crazy. He took that fight on. I'm not going to I'm not going to argue with the point. Another point to make to help you out. Tristan Connolly took that fight on like an hour's notice. He was there to corner another fighter, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Tristan Connolly, a bloated 155-pounder, barely made 170 pounds, bloated, full of water, won a fight against Michel Pereira because Michel Pereira is too interested in looking cool than winning his fights. You also go through his resume, the fighters that he wins against. And at one point, I was convinced that Michel Pereira was the next big thing. He wins inside of 2.5 minutes. He's established dominance. He has won the fight. I just watched Shara Magomedov get his nose plastered halfway across his face by Marc-Andre Barriault, and he didn't skip a beat. He didn't stop. He didn't take the round off. The next round, he is still throwing spinning attacks. He's still throwing leg kicks at full attack. Shara Magomedov might not have the most abusive hands or whatever, but if you give Michel Pereira a door to quit on, I think that he will take it. I think that he will lose this fight probably by knockout. I think that Zach Reese just isn't the guy I wanted him to be. Zach Reese, I don't know what it is about him. He seems likable. He seems like I want him to win. Angelo's from Texas, so he probably wanted fucking Zach Reese to be better than I did. But Zach Reese just isn't the dude, man. Zach Reese. Well, Zach Reese is a little too slow. He got knocked the hell out in round 1 by Cody Brundage. And Zach Reese made Michel Pereira look very human and went life or death with him. Give me the guy that went blind to one eye and said, you know what, this sport is still for me. Still went out there to continue to win fights. Only lost to the very, very elusive Michael Venom Page. Outside of that, has still turned up, won every single fight that has been expected of him. I think that minus 300 here, when the line was, when I got it, very appropriate. Michel Pereira has 2.5 minutes to bully Shara Magomedov and win this fight. Outside of that, bro is cooked. He is too busy, not only interested in outside of marital issues, he's also playing video games till late in the night. He was streaming video games up until the very fight day of Zach Reese. He is not locked in this fight. I was watching, he would go live on Instagram, streaming strategic games for 6-7 hours outside of his training. Michel Pereira is not an individual that I could ever trust. Shara Magomedov, he is too ugly to do anything else. He's been fighting for too long. This guy is going to win this fight, and he's going to look good while doing it. If you want to chase value, bet Michel Pereira. Be my guest. I'll continue with the bullet.
Listen, I get it. I appreciate the breakdown. I'm not going to disagree. I think you're spot on there. A couple of things, though. I do think Michel Pereira is good. I think he's good. Now, this is middleweight, not welterweight. So if we're going to focus on welterweight, we need to also factor in that he's cutting a shit ton of weight, like a ridiculous amount of weight. So I do think at middleweight, he's a kind of a different guy. And we saw that from him. The only time he looked like absolute dog shit outside of a flash finish there was Fluffy. Fluffy just broke him, beat him, took him down, destroyed him, got him to quit. I'm going to pick Shara. You pick Shara. We're both on the same side here. Shara is basically Navajo Sterling before Navajo Sterling. They told us he was this absolute killer, but that's not what we got, is it? That's not what we got. It's this. He's the same guy. And I made a ton of money betting on the over 1.5 on Sterling, and I'll make money here betting the over 1.5.
He just about broke the one in the last one. He just
yeah, but he didn't, did he? He didn't, did he? He didn't finish the most finishable guy in that weight class in the appropriate amount of time.
In a timely fashion.
Yeah, correct. So I think, frankly, they're the same person. Is Shara going to out-technique a lot of people? Yeah. Is Navajo Sterling going to out-technique a lot of people? Yeah. Is he going to finish people? Not really. Are they going to continue to give us 1.5 round lines like he will? Yeah, because somebody fucking lied to him years ago and they refuse to realize where we're at right now. So Betsam and I are on the exact same side of the pick. We see it getting there a little bit differently. And we do have bets on this fight. More than just the over 1.5. So if you want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member. It's only $10 for an entire month's worth of access.